what would be your advice to somebody who hasn't found the one yet, let's say, hasn't gotten, or who's maybe divorced and going to be remarried, or hasn't gotten married yet? Just what is your advice about finding the one, knowing it's
I don't think you can find the one till you find yourself. I really don't. Like, when I, for all the years I worked, I had all these young women that worked for me, and the one thing I always tried to teach them was you have to be really independent so you make the right choice in who you choose. Because I think if you're extremely insecure about yourself, or you're, this society we live in, you're looking for money, you're looking for stuff, you're never going to have the richness of a real love affair until you can find yourself somehow. And that's really what happened to me. I allowed myself. I went to a therapist when I got divorced for 6 months. She was incredible. And Charlie and I had started up 6 weeks after Matt and I split. But I needed to really understand myself. I didn't think I ever wanted to get married again. And I also, at that point, I didn't even think I wanted to be with anybody. I was so oppressed for so long that I loved the freedom. But I really think that it has to come from yourself and knowing what's really important. Because I lived for 30 years, 28 years, however long I was married and with him, looking to the outside for everything because there was just nothing inside. So it was very different, and I'm so grateful to Charlie for that, because it was because of him. It wasn't a fluke. It was, he always said, I'm your teacher and your student. You're my teacher and you're my student. And that's the truth. If you read the vows, you see what each one of us brought into this relationship.
But you found yourself first before meeting, or before re-engaging.
Well, I found myself during that first year that we were together, because he didn't live here. So it was on airplanes once a month. So
you're saying that somebody could meet the right one and then start to find themselves like through that. They don't have to like find themselves literally before. You were starting to.
I can only honestly.
You were starting to find yourself.
I can only speak for myself and my own experience.
You were starting to work on yourself.
I was starting to understand why I stayed in a marriage for so long and was so unhappy, and I understand. I was strictly out of fear. That was it, fear, because I didn't feel I had anyone to turn to, and I just thought that was my lot in life. I didn't think that much of myself. Now I think a lot more of myself, and yeah, I think you have to find, you can't be looking for someone to take care of you. You have to take care of yourself, and then it can be an equal relationship.
Mm-hmm. I always say 2 whole people coming together and creating more light.
I think that's
2
exactly
lights coming
correct.
together and creating
When
more light.
Charlie and I first came together and I was going through this awful divorce, awful. I mean, it's a miracle he stayed, because they say that time. And I remember that I would be mad at him secretly, because I hated being mad at him, because he didn't, quote, do what I thought he should do to take care of me. But he was not going to be codependent and disable me.
Mm-hmm.
He loved me so much. He knew my strength, and he helped me find it. And that's a real relationship.
Yeah, seeing the potential.
That's a real relationship.
Mm-hmm. Seeing in somebody else what they might not see in themselves.
That's correct.
And then reflecting.
Right. So I had to face things and do things on my own, because he didn't baby me like my ex would have. So always, whatever. But yeah, that was great.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.